Hi, it's Vaughn at Spirit of Health. Hey, hormone balancing. I want to talk about menopause. Menopause is something that every woman goes through at some point. My wife is getting close to the big 4-0, and we're still having kids, and we don't plan on stopping. We don't feel like having children is related to health and not age. However, there is that age where you go through the quote-unquote change. Every woman goes through it, but you should be able to have healthy children up into that place, which is at least into the late 40s, early 50s. I know some women go through menopausal symptoms at early 40s. I've even heard it in the 30s. It's unfortunate. It's not how it's supposed to be. It's not how God designed the body to work. But there's various toxicity and health issues that can lead to those things. So I want you to understand that menopausal symptoms, although experienced by millions of women, you don't have to have all the negative symptoms to going through menopause. A lot of ancient cultures have written about how they go through the change, but never all the negative symptoms, the hot flashes and the night sweats and the irritability and the mood swings and just all the discomfort associated with it. That's the result of congestion and toxicity in the body. It's really what it is. It's a liver cleanse. It's the body heats up to remove toxins and waste out of the body and out of the liver. And so because of the change in the hormones, the dip, especially progesterone, pretty much disappears for the most part because you're not going to have children anymore, so you don't need progesterone. Estrogen drops some, and then all of a sudden all those symptoms start, and a lot of those symptoms are estrogen dominant symptoms. So you think of how many women have been eating meat and dairy and all these hormone filled products. Women are getting having their menstrual cycles at 9, 10 years old because of all the hormones. So those are in our culture, they're in our diet, they're in plastics, they're in herbicides, they're in pesticides, they're on our food. And so you really start to experience the negative effects of those things in your body when you hit menopause. We don't understand what menopause is. What's actually happening is the body's attempting to rid itself of these toxins and these poisons that are built up in the system. So it's not a bad thing. It's miserable and it's uncomfortable, and I know you don't want to experience it. So there are things you can do to get away from it, or at least help the symptoms, but I want you to understand what's really happening. So what you can do that would help the most with those symptoms is to cleanse. Change your diet. Lighten it up, eat lots of fruits and veggies and greens, get away from the heavy fats and meats and grains and sugar, do a liver cleanse, because if you've been plagued with this and you've been struggling with these symptoms for years and years and years, you don't understand why it's never going away, your body's congested. You need to cleanse. It's absolutely crucial. So I encourage you to understand this, change your diet, do a liver cleanse, and see the difference that it makes, because I can guarantee you it's going to make a shift or a change in you. But I do want to give you an idea of a couple things that you can do right away. There's a couple things I've used for women for many, many years just to help with the symptoms. One is called Replenish. It's funny, on the label they put leave the hot flashes to the camera. But it's called Replenish, and it's by Herbally Grounded, and it has the herbs in it that have the phytoestrogen in it. Phytoestrogens are just plant-based estrogens. They're not harmful to the body. They're not dangerous. You don't have to worry about increasing your risk for breast cancer and all these things. There's all kinds of controversy out there about that. But it's a plant, and it just naturally has some of these phytoestrogens in it. So like black cohosh, which a lot of people have heard of, flax. Flax seeds and flax oil has some of these plant-based estrogens in it too. But do the Replenish. It'll take away the symptoms. There's a similar product by Wish Garden, and it is called Hot Flash Tincture. Hot Flash Tincture by Wish Garden. Similar herbs in it. It's a liquid formula. So whether you want to do a liquid or a capsule, it's up to you, but one of those two formulas can help a lot with the symptoms. And then a couple other things that I really want to highlight that are really amazing actually for helping women get through menopause. I want to mention a couple products by NHI. Now NHI, they aren't on our website. You have to call the store just because of their rules related to online product selling. But they have a product called MacaLife that women take as they're going through the change, the menopausal change. It's called MacaLife. So I'd recommend that when the menopause starts all the way through to when it ends. But there's a product they have called MacaPause, and the MacaPause is for post-menopause. A lot of those postmenopausal issues include lack of libido, vaginal dryness, loss of bone health. Decreased estrogen can mean weaker bones. And so the MacaPause has actually been shown, studied, proven, you can look at it on their website, to improve a lot of these symptoms. So it's a maca-based product. Maca is an herb. It's actually a Peruvian root vegetable, and it helps a lot with these hormonal imbalances. So I'd encourage you to just look into those to see how much they might help you, because we've had a lot of good testimonials, a lot of good results from a lot of women. Again, if you're having any issues with the vaginal dryness, bone weakness, and the other symptoms, the hot flashes, the mood swings, you know, all those things, sexual function, libido, it just seems to be helpful for all of those. So really look into that. And then Porphyria, which is a progesterone cream. Now, do you need extra progesterone right now because you've been through menopause? You don't. Again, the problem is estrogen dominance. The liver's trying to detox all these excess estrogens out of the body, these synthetic ones that your body doesn't need oftentimes. Taking a progesterone cream short term will take away the symptoms. Why? Because the progesterone balances the estrogen. And so that's not something you want to do long term, but you could take a progesterone cream like the Porphyria by Arthur Andrew Medical. You could take something like that for 3 to 6 months just to help with the symptoms. And again, if you change your diet, you do a liver cleanse while you're taking that, you can alleviate the symptoms and still allow your body to cleanse and to detox and do what it needs to do as it's going through this menopausal change. So hopefully that helps you get through menopause in a way that's better and not as uncomfortable. I hear women just really struggle, and it can really affect their lives, having the hot flashes not only at night but even during the day, and it can just be really miserable for a lot of women. So I hope that it blesses you, and encourage you to work through this process and understand that God's design of the body is perfect, and what's happening to your body is what's supposed to be happening. It's just that, do we understand it and are embracing it and working with how God designed the body? Are we working against it and we're trying to stop what's happening? So these are things that can help assist the process. So hope it helps. God bless.